This is your second case. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, in case 1, the first thing we need to do is what?
So we'll have to find out the proportionate capital.
Yes, proportionate capital of firm, or
Yes,
you can
sir.
say total proportionate capital. Calculate proportionate capital. Capital of firm. And how we will calculate this? So total proportionate capital equals to total proportionate capital equals to capital of new partner multiplied by reciprocal of his share. You understand the reciprocal?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is how we will calculate proportionate capital of firm, total proportionate capital. Now, step 2. After this, we will calculate proportionate capital of existing part. Of each existing part. Okay.
Yes.
For this, we will multiply total capital of firm. Actually, sorry, total proportionate capital. Multiplied by new profit share of each partner. Okay, so this is our proportionate capital. The step 3 is calculate adjusted capital. Adjusted capital of each existing partner. Now, you remember that how we calculate adjusted capital?
So what's it? Old capital. I mean the old capital minus the proportionate capital.
Old partner minus proportionate capital? No. Actually, you have to write like this: opening capital, and you have to add all the items that is added in capital. So add reserves or accumulated profit and loss balance. After that, revaluation profit. And then share in revalued goodwill. After that, you need to less some items, like if there is a revaluation loss, if there is debit balance of profit and loss account, debit balance, and if there is existing goodwill, then we have to write off. So these items are added or deducted. There can be different items apart from these. Okay, so you have to add all these items first and then deduct these items. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so you will get adjusted capital. Now you can calculate adjusted capital like this, or you can prepare capital account. So if you prepare capital account, the balance you will get is your adjusted capital, but that balance is not written in the capital account because it is not our actual balance. Okay, we are going to change it. So we cannot say that it is our closing balance. Yes? Confused? Okay. Let me prepare a capital account here so that you can understand. Let's say this is your capital account, A capital. Now we write all the items like by balance PT here, by revaluation account, and by profit or general reserve. Here we write existing goodwill. Okay, so like this, there is premium for goodwill. So these items are written, and okay, after this, after writing all the adjustment that is required in capital account, we can calculate balance, but we don't have to calculate it and write it here. Okay, what we will do, we will add these items, we will deduct the items on the debit side and write the amount outside the capital. Okay, whatever the balance. This is your adjusted capital. Okay.
Okay, sir.
You understood this, how to calculate adjusted capital?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, there is one more thing. If you don't want to calculate this adjusted capital, there is one more method that we can use. We directly write here to balance CD. Whatever the new proportionate capital, you will write here proportionate capital, which we have calculated by multiplying the total proportionate capital of firm with the partner new profit sharing ratio. So we will get this proportionate capital and we will write it here. Okay. So after writing all these items, and if you write the balance as proportionate capital, then you will find the difference between these two and it will be your cash account. So if the balance is on the credit side, we will write here by cash account, or we can calculate the balance on the debit side. If it is less than the credit side, then we will write to cash here. Okay, so to cash here or by cash here, from these two, we have to write only one because balance can be calculated only on one side. So that's why we will calculate the balance in
So could you repeat the proportionate capital part again? And you're also lagging.
Still lagging.
So now you're stuck.
It is still lagging.
No, so now it's fine.
Okay. So okay, I was saying that you will write the opening balance. You will adjust all the items that is required to be written in capital account. So revaluation, general reserve, goodwill, either existing goodwill or valued goodwill, or any accumulated profit or loss balance. These all items will be adjusted in capital account first. We will write the share of each partner in their respective column. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then you will write the proportionate capital you have calculated for each part in their respective column on the debit side.
Should it always be written in the debit side only, sir?
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So the thing is, capital account always have debit balance or credit balance.
Debit balance?
Debit balance? No, actually, capital account always have credit balance, means the balance will be calculated on the debit side.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when credit side is more than debit side, it is called credit balance, and it is written on the debit side. So that's why capital account always have debit balance, credit balance. So we have to write the proportionate capital on the debit side always.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so after writing all the adjustment items, we will write proportionate capital of each partner in their respective column on the debit side. Okay, and then we will calculate the balance between debit and credit side.
Okay, sir.
Okay, because this balance is already calculated here. So there may be a question from your side that if we have written the balance already, so why we are calculating the balance again? Okay, we are calculating the balance to find out the difference between his adjusted capital and his proportionate capital.
Okay, sir.
I told you in previous class that first we will find out that how much actual adjusted capital every partner has in this business, and then we have to calculate proportionate capital according to new ratio. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So as per the example given in previous class, yes, this is it. Yes, you can see here. This is second case actually. Yes, proportionate capital. 4 lakh for A, 2,40,000 for B, 1,60,000 for C, and 2 lakh for D. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So after this, I told you that we have some adjusted capital also. The concept of adjusted capital we have discussed in our previous class. Yes. We have done a portion here. Yes. Yes, here. So this is what we have calculated here. This is adjusted capital of each partner. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And on the basis of these capital, on the basis of these, so yes, these capital, and if we calculate the proportionate capital of X, Y, and Z. Then what is the new ratio? New ratio is given. This portion we have not calculated the ratio. Okay, we will discuss in a new portion. Then we will understand this. Okay, so I am saying that first of all, we need to compare the adjusted capital with proportionate capital, and whatever the difference between these two, if there is surplus or deficit. Okay, so if there is surplus in partner's capital account, then partner will withdraw the money because there is surplus in his account. And if there is deficit in his account, then he will bring that money into the business. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is our next step, adjusted capital. Okay. After that, step 3, yes, step 4 we have to write. So after calculating proportionate capital of each partner and adjusted capital of each partner, find the difference between these two. Find the difference between adjusted capital and proportionate capital. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this will be our surplus or deficit. Proportionate capital minus adjusted. You can also write adjusted capital minus proportionate capital. If proportionate capital is more than adjusted capital, then he will bring cash. Actually, let me change this. Adjusted capital minus proportionate capital. Now, if his actual capital is 10,000 and if his proportionate capital means capital should be 12,000, then there is 2,000 deficit. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So he will bring cash. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we will calculate surplus deficit like this, and then we will pass journal entry. Step 5, pass journal entry. And I think you know the entry. If they have to bring cash, then cash account debit to respective partner capital account. And if they withdraw cash, then their capital account debit to cash. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Now, so we have to follow these steps. But if we are preparing capital account, which is given here, then you don't need to calculate surplus deficit. Because if you don't write this proportionate capital, then all the balance we get here is adjusted capital.
So could you repeat that?
Yes. If you don't write this proportionate capital to balance BD, you can see.
Yes, sir.
Let me erase this. Yes. if we don't write this balance CD here, proportionate capital we are writing here in balance, yes?
Yes, sir.
So if we don't write it here, then the balance will be adjusted capital. If we add all these items and deduct this, then we will get adjusted capital. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And if we are writing proportionate capital, then the account will automatically calculate the difference between adjusted capital and proportionate capital.
Okay, sir.
Okay, because in account, if we always compare the debit side with credit side, okay, and if the proportionate capital is written in one side of the account, then it will automatically calculate the difference between these two, proportionate capital and adjusted capital, and you will get the balance. If proportionate capital is more than, then they have to bring cash, and if proportionate capital is less than the adjusted capital, then they will withdraw cash. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if you are preparing capital account, then you don't have to calculate this surplus deficit separately and pass journal entry separately. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But if question asks you otherwise, that you have to calculate, you have to pass journal entry, then you have to pass.
Okay, sir.
Always remember one thing: if question is saying something, asking you to do something, then you have to do it. Okay, then forget the concept that is written. If question is saying that you have to do it, then do it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now I'm sharing a question with you. Yes, question number 77. You can see here. 78.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Read the question. Okay. So question number 78. Yes. A and B are partners in a firm sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 3:1. They admit C for 1/4 share on 31st March 2014 when their balance sheet was as follows. Employee Provident Fund, Workman Compensation Reserve, Investment Fluctuation Reserve, capital account is given, cash, stock, debtors, provision, investment, goodwill is given. The following adjustments were agreed upon. C bring in 16,000 as goodwill and proportionate capital. Bad dates amounted to 3,000. Market value of investment is 4,500. Liability on account of workman compensation reserve amounted to 2,000. Now, prepare revaluation account, and there is nothing written here to adjust capital. Sorry, actually, we cannot use this example. Yes. Question number 77. Actually, in next portion, it is not required to adjust capital. So A and B were partners in a firm sharing profit in 3:1 ratio. They admitted C as partner of a 1/4 share in future profit. C was to bring 60,000 for his capital. The balance sheet of A and B at 1st 2016, the date on which C was admitted, was this. And goodwill of the firm was valued at 24,000. Land and building were valued at 65,000, and plant and machinery at 60,000. Provision for doubtful debts was found in excess by 400. a liability of 1200 included in sundry creditors was not likely to arise, the capital of the partner be adjusted on the basis of C contribution of capital to the firm. Excess or shortfall, if any, be transferred to current account. So, portion is not saying that if there is any surplus or deficit, we will withdraw it or bring cash. It is saying that we will transfer the amount to current account. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us solve this question. There are many calculations we have to do here. But first, we will prepare the format of revaluation account. Okay, so this is our first account. And this is our okay, this is our capital. So now let's just first is revaluation account. And then the partner's capital. Okay. Land and building were valued at 65,000 and plant and machinery at 60,000. So plant and machinery at 60,000 and land and building at 65,000. Land and building value was 40,000. So it is a profit by land and building 25,000. And plant and machinery 60,000. It was 70,000. So loss of 10,000. So to plant and machinery 10,000. Okay, after that, provision for doubtful debts was found in excess by 400. Means it is excess. We have to decrease it by 400. So provision for doubtful debts. $400. Now, the next is liability of 1,200 included in sundry creditors was not likely to arise. Can you tell me what we have to do here?
So should we write it in the credit side?
It is profit or loss.
Sorry, sir?
It is profit or loss.
The profit.
Profit. Okay, so it will go to credit side by creditors 1,200. So there is a creditor which will not demand his money. So that's why it is profit first. The capital of the partner be adjusted on the basis of C contribution of capital to the firm, excess or shortfall. So we have done all the things here. Now we will discuss the capital, balance sheet. So in balance sheet, there is three items on the liability side: capital account, general reserve, creditors. So capital account balance will be written here by balance PT. 50,000 and 80,000. And general reserve will be distributed between partners in their old profit sharing ratio. Old profit sharing ratio is 3:1. So 10,000 will be divided between these two, 7,500 and 2,500. After that, there is no item in balance sheet that is required to be adjusted in capital. Land and building, plant and machinery, stock, debtors, investment cash, every item will go to balance sheet directly. So there is one more item here. Goodwill of the firm was valued at 24,000. So in this goodwill, what is the ratio? What is the share of C? So goodwill of C will be 24,000 into 1/4. He is getting 1/4 share. So he will bring 6,000 as goodwill. But in the quotient, it is not written that he is bringing goodwill. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So if he is not bringing goodwill, then partner will deduct this amount from his.
Capital.
Here it will be current account. Uh, 6,000 will be deducted from C, current. Okay, so there will be a separate current account. 6,000. 6,000 will be distributed in the sacrificing ratio, which is same as the old one, 3:1. So 4,500 and 1,005. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you understood that why we have written current account here?
That is it
No?
because there are not sure, sir.
Actually, we have to keep our capital in proportionate to profit sharing ratio. Okay. So if we deduct this 6,000 from the capital of C, then his capital will become 54,000. Yes?
Yes, sir.
And capital will be not according to their profit sharing ratio.
Yes, sir.
That's why. Now let's calculate proportionate capital here. He is bringing 60,000. Proportionate capital of 4. So 60,000 into 4/1. His profit share is 1/4. So reciprocal is 4/1. The total capital should be 2,40,000. Now the new ratio we need to calculate. So this is our working group number 1. This is our working group number 2. Let total profit share be 1. Balance for A and B, it will be 1 minus 1/4. That is 3/4. Now, new ratio for A, it will be 3/4 multiplied by 3/4. For B, it is 3/4 into 1/4. And for C, it is only 1/4. So 9/60, 4/60, and 3/60, and we will multiply here 4 by 4. So 4 by 60. So the new ratio will be 9:3:4. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is our new ratio. So capital should be according to this. Now total capital is 2,40,000. So we will multiply it with their new profit share. 2,40,000 into 9 by 16, 2,40,000 into 3 by 16, and 2,40,000 into 4 by 16. So 60,000 and 45,000 and 1,35,000. Done.
Sir, 1 minute.
New capital or proportionate capital. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is our new ratio. Now this proportionate capital I told you we will write here to balance CD 1,35,000, 45,000 and 60,000. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next thing is we have to adjust goodwill. We have done the adjustment of goodwill. We have not completed our revaluation yet. Okay. So what is the profit on revaluation? Which side is more? The credit side, it is 26,600. 26,600. And the balance will be to partners' capital account. 16,600. And the profit sharing ratio is 3:1. That is 4,150. 12,450. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So by revaluation, 12,450, 4,100. Now, C is bringing cash for his capital. So by cash account, 60,000. Anything else that we have to adjust in capital account? Okay. So I think for A, debit side is more. For B, credit side is more. And for C, it is equal on the both side. So 80,000, 83, 84, 88, 88,150, 88,150, 1,35,000. Just 1 minute. Okay. So yes. Now we will calculate the balance. So 50,000, 7, 4, 11, 12, 12, 24, 74,450 here. So 25, 35, 60, 60,000, 60,550. And here the balance will be on the debit side to current accounts, because question is saying that we need to transfer the balance to current accounts. So 45, 43,150, and there will be no balance in C. Okay,
Yes, sir.
you understood the part? First, we need to write all the adjustment items, and we will write the proportionate capital in balance, and then calculate the difference between debit and credit side, and the amount will be transferred to cash account or current account as proportion. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
the new balance is this. So when we prepare balance sheet, we will write in capital account this balance. Okay, and in current account, it will be written on liability side, and it will be written on which side?
Asset side.
Asset side. Yes, and 6,000, which is transferred to C current account, it will also be written on asset side. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so this is our adjustment of capital. Now, can you solve these type of question?
Yes, sir.
You understood how to calculate everything, like proportionate capital, how we will calculate, because it is already written here. You can understand this by lines given here. Yes, so step 1, calculate proportionate capital. The formula is here. Calculate proportionate capital of